Flatline Cinema has go ahead show your face real quick. Let everybody see who's behind the videos. Voila.
My opponent has no strengths that I'm aware of, but has plenty of weaknesses. Unlike him, I don't have to look out for much other than just, brute sheer strength coming at me. With me, he has to look out for a lot. I have kicks, knees, punches, creative strikes, submissions, takedowns. He has a lot to look out for, and I'm gonna bring all of that because I want to showcase what a heavyweight complete martial artist looks like in an MMA stage. It's gonna be a long night for him, not a short one, because I don't plan on making this fight a short fight. There's someone out there that I'm gonna run into that's of my kind. Marcus is not that guy. Marcus is a great test, but he's not that guy. My name is Ose Abunaw, aka The Weapon. I train out of Gwinnett Training Academy. NFC 155, I'll be facing Marcus Leach. Grab your tickets, because it'll be a great ninja movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, we would like to introduce you one half of NFC 155's main event, none other than The Weapon. The Weapon. Go ahead, for everybody to know. How do we pronounce your first name, brother?
It's Ose.
Ose.
Yes, Ose.
Ose. So I've been saying it right the whole time. I've been saying it right the whole time, right?
Right the whole time.
I wore my Talented Reflexes shirt yesterday. I would have pulled it back out, but I probably would have been, smelling like outside and inside. So I was like, I'm just going to throw on my NFC now. I appreciate the shirt nonetheless, brother.
Hey, good stuff.
Ose, the Weapon. Thank you for joining us here on NFC. Now, let's go ahead and start off with this. How was your experience doing the video?
Yeah, it's amazing. It felt like, Flatline Cinema knew exactly what they came to do, and it was basically just running through a script. Oh, I like the shirt. It was basically just running through a script, and it's amazing. The video came out amazing, and yeah, Flatline Cinema does an amazing job.
Indeed, man.
I'm using them for some future projects.
Man, absolutely, man. I see you're really, really active on social as well, man. Why do you? Well, let me ask you this: what has social done for you? And just not only building your brand, but also promoting what else you have going on?
Man, you have to, as an engineer, I like to understand how things work, right? And fully understand how they work and how you can leverage them into your life, And I've spent some time and really understand how, how to be on social media, my purpose on social media, Everybody has their own purpose, and some people just don't have no purpose, and it affects them in negative ways,
Right.
And so I've been able to find my purpose on social media and how to create my content, and this has exposed who I am as a person and my passion for martial arts, to everybody else that wants to pay attention to my stuff, and it has exposed me to new people, and it has really got me into some circles that I would have never imagined if I didn't use it correctly.
You're very consistent with it, man. Always posting your work, the work ethic, what you're working on. And I can only imagine that's only helping you just continue to grow within this all. Again, we just saw the video, man. You spoke very candidly about your feelings about your opponent. Would you be able to just elaborate a little bit more about, Marcus Leach?
Yeah. So Marcus, I haven't really crossed paths with him. I think I've crossed paths with him probably like once a while back in training. And, he's a typical fighter, right? There are typical fighters, and then there are fighters that stand out away from typical fighters. Typical fighter is the kind of guy that, is just, trains hard, really doesn't really fully understand what they're doing, but knows how to come out and, wants to throw heavy punches and look for, big strikes, and these strikes, this intent and big strikes work against people who don't understand what they're doing as well. If I'm in there and I don't know what I'm doing, I see Marcus load up a hook, I'm gonna freeze up, cover my eyes and hope it doesn't hit me. I'm not that guy, He's gonna have to really work to make that hook land. And when he comes to throw that big hook, I know there's several opportunities that will exist when he comes to throw it. And he better be aware of them, because that's what I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for those opportunities that he's going to put all out there while he's trying to throw his heavy strikes, and I'll exploit them.
Indeed. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Ose Abunaw joining me here, the weapon joining me here on NFC Now, show number 35, ahead of his main event professional debut versus Marcus Leach. When you saw Marcus's video, what were your thoughts?
Let's see. When I saw Marcus's video, from when he said, things have gone from being personal business to personal, I just laughed, because for me, it's never personal. It's always business. If I come into a fight taking things personally, it'll throw me off my game. I don't come in there to fight emotionally. I'm a logical person. I come in there and I'm processing shit logically, and there's no emotions attached. There's no emotions attached to my logic. I see him as somebody who just broke into my house and is trying to hurt me, and he's gonna get the other side of this.
I'm super excited to watch this whole thing take place, man. And it's a stylistic matchup. You just heard Jesse Wade talk about. Marcus Leach is no slouch. Now, with the way you candidly spoke about Marcus Leach's abilities and the way in which he responded, has it even gone through your mind of like, what if I don't get my hand raised?
Absolutely. Thoughts like that are bound to cross your mind as a fighter. But there's one thing that there are things that you have to use to, remember who you are, because fight anxiety comes from, it seems like there's a lot of things going on, but it's tied to one thing specifically. And it's the fight anxiety is really tied to the need to feel like you have to rise up to the occasion to perform, but you don't really have to. You just have to sink down to the level of your training. And if I sink to the level of my training, Marcus is in trouble, is in big trouble,
And to be clear, you said this is not going to be a quick fight. Like, you want to stay in there and like really, for lack of a better word, lay it on him.
Yeah, I want to stay in there and process things how I normally do in sparring or when I'm fighting, I'm not somebody that comes to rush in a fight. There's no rush for me. There's no blur. I'm in there. I see everything. And since this is my first MMA fight, and I just really want to go in there and feel this heavyweight power he's talking about. Because I know when I faced Larry Green, outweighed him probably by like 80, 70 pounds. And Larry would have said the same thing, that, hey, I bring heavyweight power, but he didn't touch me once, So I'm really curious to see how this heavyweight power he's talking about, he's going to bring it and show me, in the fight.
Being that you fought a lot of these fights in Muay Thai, man, like, what would you say your ground game is at the moment?
Dude, let me tell you something. I am somebody that I'm very honest with myself when it comes to training. And the only reason I never did MMA as a professional was because I knew I could get away with just my fight IQ when it came to Muay Thai. I didn't have to do strength and conditioning training. And so I knew I could use just that and get by in Muay Thai. But I knew that if I wanted to do MMA, when I decided I would go back to doing MMA, which was the whole process, I had to find a strength and conditioning coach that I could build chemistry with, and just build my strength and conditioning for MMA. I was able to find a strength and conditioning coach called Coach Rodney, and he trains with us. And me and him have been working together for the past 3 years consistently, and he has broken me down and built me up into a real athlete. And so when you say, how's my ground game? I feel like my ground game is way better than my stand-up game. Way better.
Wow.
Yeah. My ground game is light years ahead of my stand-up game. And you can ask people that have rolled with me or grappled with me, and they'll tell you that.
So can we expect this fight to go to the ground?
Man, if it goes to the ground, it's a short night for Marcus. He doesn't train jiu-jitsu. He's more of a journeyman in MMA. When time comes to fight, he'll find a few trainers somewhere, and he'll hit pads, and do a little some that. I train all the time. It's my lifestyle. That's I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. So, man, this fight will start standing up. I plan on initiating some grappling. I plan on taking him down. I plan on applying some ground game, and I plan on standing back up, and I plan on just, just exploring all the outlets, put him against the cage, beat him up there a little bit, do maybe some judo throws on him, and take him to the ground, and yeah, maybe do some cool, slick jiu-jitsu moves on the ground on him, and we'll see how it goes.
I don't have a dog in the fight, but I'm just saying I would like to see that move that you do, that you and your son be doing, where you just trip a nigga. You know what I'm saying? You just you know what I'm talking about? Where you just take the leg out and my man just fall. I want to see that one. I'm just saying, if you see it, I would like to see it. I would like to see it in person. That's all I'm saying.
Actually, yeah, you're gonna see, because Marcus is gonna be triggered with the attacks I'm bringing at this. See, I know exactly what kind of fight I'll be in. I'll be in an open stance battle fight. This is, when I say this, somebody who doesn't understand fighting would just, okay, whatever. But open stance battle means that Marcus is in trouble if he doesn't know how to defend kicks. He's in big trouble, because in an open stance battle, he's not gonna get no help from his fear reactions to strikes. Like, he actually has to defend the strikes, or they will deal massive damage on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ose Abunaw joining me here on NFC Now, show number 35, ahead of his main event battle versus Marcus Leach at NFC 155 this Friday, June 2nd. Ose, I got to ask you, man, with the level of confidence that you come into this fight with, why did you take this fight if you were so confident in you winning? Was this like I just want to get my feet wet in MMA, just kind of get, pad my record fight? Like, how would you describe why you took this fight?
I took this fight because it was when it was offered to me, and I was still, I was still deciding if I was ready to get into MMA. And, my significant other, and my manager had pushed for it, like, hey, get this fight. And I'm like, I'm working on my Muay Thai right now, but all of that came from a place of I was still, getting comfortable with my strength and conditioning training, but so eventually I was like, you know what, run it, let's run them. Actually, right before I left for the Jones to go help out Jones for his heavyweight championship fight, and that's when, this fight came through and it was first mentioned. And when I went there, spent some time with Jones, trained, and, I had some people just asking me like, yo, why the fuck don't you do this again? Why don't you do this? and I was like, because I just had excuses of like, hey, I'm an engineer and this, I do this, and I love Muay Thai. They're like, yo, I think you should really get into MMA, after seeing me, work with Jones and Sparta. Like, I think you should really get into the professional track. And once you do that, we got you, And so I decided to take the MMA fight,
Indeed. Looking forward to that. Now, our guy, David Oblas, is the NFC CEO, just asked, Ose, more nervous for your fight or your son's debut on October 20th?
Yo, my son is an assassin, yo. I'm never nervous for him, I would say, nerves, like I said, nerves come from a particular place, and these are things that I have struggled with for a long time, as an athlete, but once the cage closes, I have always been able to just go to my training and it works out perfectly, But recently, I ran into a quote that really just totally obliterated my nerves, because it made sense as to where my nerves were coming from. And the quote I'm telling you is what I told you before. Under pressure, you're not expected to rise up to the occasion, but sink to the level of your training. I've always felt like I need to rise up to the occasion, and I'm already somebody that trains a lot. So my brain is like, what the fuck are we going to rise up to? We're already doing a lot. And so that creates nerves. But once that quote made sense, all I need to do is sink to the level of my training. Dude, even if I came in there and I said, you know what, I will use just my defense and my intent alone, I could beat Marcus, because I know I train those two things individually by themselves, and I know how they work.
Indeed. Looking forward to watching your son. And little did I know that your son went to Grayson High School, man. Go Rams. Oh
Yeah,
man, I'm a proud Ram alumni, man. Class of 2012, man. He's the class of 2023. Respect to
yeah.
my man, for sure. How'd that make you feel that he graduated, man? Walked, got his diploma. He was out there with his girl. Looked like everybody was out there having a grand time, man.
Dude, when I look at him, I just think of like, wow, the future is bright for you, dude, because he gets it, and he is totally absorbed by his surrounding of really great mentors, and he listens to each and every one of them, and and he is the result of trust the process, embed yourself into a group of people who know what they're doing and just learn from them and be curious, keep an open brain, open mind, and you will grow so fast, man. He's been doing this for 3 years, man, and he looks amazing in just 3 years. At his age, I didn't even know what fighting was. So yeah, so and he's way advanced there. So man, I can't wait for him to make his debut on the NFC stage and just show people, what a martial artist looks like.
So I'm just being privy that he's fighting on October 20th. I'd never forget the first time I met your son. He was like, I can't wait to get in there. Like he was cleaning the cage, and he was like, I can't wait to get in there. I was like, bro, who is this guy? But he was like, he wanted some, man. Who was he taking on?
Yeah.
Do you know who he's fighting?
Is it the IKF fight? No, this is we don't know. We don't know yet who is for August. The fight he has in August is for the IKF. I'm not sure that. I'm pretty sure that's not what David is talking about.
He's talking about his NFC debut on October 20th.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Okay, so nothing was so David signing. Is David signing you up right now? What's up, David? Speak on it.
Hey, we've been planning it. So
indeed. Well, I look forward to watching Devon go out there and do his thing. Now back to you and your fight. Will he be in your corner?
Nah, he'll be doing his work for the NFC. He's there presently, so he likes being in the presence of anything combat. So the reason he actually chooses to do the NFC clean cage is because he wants to feel how it is in there in the NFC. So he's not gonna be a deer in headlights because he spent so much time in there with all these fighters when they're doing the breaks, and seeing how he comes and tells me how, man, this fighter was breathing so hard. You could see that he had checked out. Like, he's on the level where he's reading signs. He's not just punches and kicks no more. So yeah, he's getting information in there. He's not just there working for $1.
You know what? I think that's important for other fighters, up and coming fighters, to just understand and realize, like, yo, it's important that you just come and just be surrounded and in that environment and hear the crowd and hear the roar and see the emotions. I'm sure when he's in the cage, when he's cleaning the cage, he's looking inside the corner and seeing the conversation and hearing the conversations that are going on, privy to certain things. And like, there's a lot of things that we're privy to cage side that you might not be privy to when you're just sitting there having a drink in the crowd,
right. Or if you just show up for the first time fighting in a cage,
Wow. My man DJ Ogletree. Shout out to my man DJ as well. Said, and is it Devin or Devon?
Devon.
Devon could win a belt right now. Awesome teammate and friend. Okay, wow. DJ Ogletree, he got something to say. My man DK Brewer. Shout out to Django. Says Devon is one of the best sparring partners I've ever had. Super calculated, like his pops. Ose's carbon copy. That's Stephen Cook that says that. Now, that's maybe one of the most anticipated debuts. Look forward to having Devon on NFC now here soon, especially my Ram. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to having my Ram on the show so we can talk that Ram talk, that GOAT talk. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Ose Abunaw joining me here on NFC Now, show number 35 ahead of his fight. Main eventing. This is what, your third main event in the NFC?
This is my first main event.
You didn't main event versus Layer Green?
Nah, I was like the third fight.
You were the third to last fight.
Yeah.
As my man Nathan Williams like to say, the Coco.
The Coco.
The Coco. You were the Coco last time out. Yeah. My bad. I remember that fight very vividly. Excuse me for not remembering that it wasn't the last main event. How does it feel to be main event, man?
Hey man, it feels good. It means things are happening exactly as they should. I have been training for a while. I've trained with the best out of Georgia, and And I've just taken my time to really understand what I'm doing before getting out there. I didn't rush it. I was blessed that I have a good job, so I had the time to really learn the art before really putting myself out there in harm's way. And I feel like now is the time when I'm in my prime. I understand what I'm doing. I understand what needs to happen, and I just feel like everything is falling into place, man. Everything is falling into place, and that's why this main event is happening. And after this, I know things are about to take off big time.
Now, Ose, if you don't mind me asking, man, how old are you?
36.
36, man. Like, what is the ultimate goal? Is the ultimate goal to like continue? Like, you're right. You are in your prime. You're making your MMA debut right now. But at 36, some could say that's a little bit later on down the line, man. Where do you see this going?
So some would say it's a little bit later on down the line, depending on the miles you have, right? I don't have a lot of miles. I'm this Lamborghini that's been sitting in the garage getting tuned up, even more. Yeah. And now it's just ready to be unleashed on the road, So it doesn't matter, And yeah, it's late if you're starting out at 36 and you're really just starting to learn martial arts, that's an issue. I'm not just starting at 36. I've had time to really understand the game, understand what needs to be done, understand how I need to train as an athlete. A lot of MMA fighters are not athletes at all. They don't put in the strength and conditioning work. They show up to MMA training where they learn where they do some wrestling and, grapple with some people, and that's it for training. They hit pads. That's not how athletes train. I put in strength and conditioning work at least 3 to 4 times a week, and my coach kills me, and I feel death in there. And and I stay consistent with my jiu-jitsu training and other training. So I know the tuning up that has been happening for me. And yes, it's not late. I'm in my prime. I feel great. I feel athletic, and my conditioning and my cardio is really good, and I feel strong as fuck.
Talk your talk, man. How do you get your hand raised? How do you get your hand raised come this Friday, Ose?
Let's see. When I think about it, if I come in there and I feel like Marcus is a threat, then I would be looking to pull out the techniques that I need to end the fight fast. So I'll be pulling out kicks and I'll be attacking high-low, and I feel like I'm going to finish with a head kick. But if I come out there and I sense that, we can pace this out, then it might end up, going to the ground and maybe finish with a submission, But either way, it finishes with the fight will end. It won't be a decision fight.
How does Marcus get his hand raised?
Marcus does not get his hand raised.
I just wanted to see. Like, okay, look, I just wanted to see where your head was. Ose, I appreciate you joining me here on NFC Now, show number 35, man. Before we part ways today, man, what do you want to leave me and the entire NFC community with?
Hey, guys, come check out the fight. This will be a really good show. It's a stacked card. Lots of good fights. Too bad the TJ fight fell off. I was really looking forward to that as well.
Big time.
But there's still many other good fights on the card. Come out, grab some food, and enjoy some good fights. And I'll close it out with a really great performance, with against Marcus Leach, And we're gonna go out there and put on a good show. Two intense guys, trying to fight for their respect, So it'll be great. Come out, watch it, and support the NFC because hey, it's bringing out all these great martial artists and keeping combat sports alive here in Georgia.
Indeed, man, you couldn't have said it any better. Again, my final question. I'm sorry, I was about to say final thoughts. My final question: what are you walking out to?
Ooh, are you sure you want to hear this? Let's see. I have 2 choices, but right now, I think what's appropriate for me to walk out to is "Set It Off" by Lil Boosie.
Ooh, that. Ooh, okay. That's how you feel like you're gonna set it off.
You want to talk shit? You want to run your mouth? Yeah. Now some gangsters are gonna show up in front of your fucking house, man. Yeah. He's about to see. He wants to talk shit. He's about to see some real ninja stuff.
I'm ready for it. Ladies and gentlemen, we all ready for it. Ose Abunaw, thank you so much for joining us here, man. Happy Monday. Enjoy your week. enjoy fight week, man. Enjoy all the benefits that come from just being the main event. We look forward to seeing you here on Friday, man. Compete. Respect.
Hey, man. Hey, thanks, man.
Respect, brother.
Respect.